Yo guys, Peter again. So this is scenario 2, beating the bounds. Now, I know the participants are a different story for good, and evil I've kind of got to make up a little bit of a mix-up. I don't have any ruffians with bows, or I've got 2 bows at least, but I will point out which ones have bows and etc. in a minute. So the board is a simple straight up forest idea, and all the good players do is try and stop 4 or 5 ruffians getting off the board, or if 4 or 5 get off, then to draw. But since this is a hero only, as I'm using Samwise the Brave, I have got my, sorry that's a bit just falling down on the floor, my set of ruffians set up. So the one with the lantern is going to be a bowman, whip, whip, bowman, 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 whip. Sorry, let me start again. Bowman, whip, 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 bowman, since he's got a bow, whip, 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 and then them 3 bow with the 2-handed weapons. Now, like you can see, I've got a slight advantage on my hands. I have nothing but trap tokens everywhere, which is quite a lucky thing, and this tree will just not stay standing still. I have shuffled them as best as I can. I do not know where any of the blanks are, where any the pitfalls, snares, or tripwires. That's it. They are all activated on the 2+, and will hopefully either slow down the ruffians or cause a lot of nuisance. Now, when I did test play this a few weeks back, the center of the board had all the trap tokens, which I cannot believe. Around the edges and stuff was just blanks, and I was just taking away handfuls of blanks all the time. But like I said, I've got them spread out nicely, so let's get down to turn 1 and see what happens. Okay, so turn 1 was pretty simple so far. Already 4 blank trap tokens have been found. This guy managed to uncover 2 straight away. The archer was finged by a snare, but safe. The other archer was finged by a pitfall, and safe. He should actually be moved forward more his full move, since nothing happened. And another 2 blanks around here were found. And Sam is just moved up as close as he can. Now obviously the ruffians have still got a good few turns of movement. All the big forest based areas are difficult terrain, so everyone is moving at half speed. Other than that, let's get down to turn 2. Okay, so for turn 2, 2 blank counters have been exposed, more around this area. This guy seems to be finding nothing but blanks. These 2 half moved through the forest. Another blank was found over here. These 2, the archers, are running around this way. A snare was found, but caused nothing. That ruffian's moved into these 2 ruffians have moved into the forest. He'll be moving half pace next turn. And this unlucky ruffian found a tripwire, rolled a 6, got a 6, and got taken out. And Sam is just still dawdling along. He's going to end up hopefully running into this blank counter finder, but he's going to have a bit of competition with these 2, and then the rest of them are all scurrying that way. I've got 6 possibly scurrying that way. I'm trying to do the objective as much as I can, but I'm going to use possibly these guys to try and tie him up, or I could try and shoot Sam off after them, but we'll just have to see what happens in the next few turns. So on to turn 3. Okay, so next turn, Sam won priority. I actually kept him still for possibly throwing a stone, but this silly ruffian managed to uncover a pit, rolled a 3, rolled a 6, and is out of the game. These 2 are too far away for a thrown stone from Sam. This ruffian rolled for a tripwire, nothing happened, unluckily. These 3 all scurried through the forest. These 2 scurried this way. This archer ruffian found a tripwire and got himself knocked to the ground with no other effects. So that's a very slow turn 3 or 4. I believe it's 4. I'm just going to go from there. It's turn 4. Anyone can correct me in the comment section that I'm a bit wrong and a bit silly. So the traps are becoming in my case, but they've still got these 6 trying to scurry that way. On to the next turn, turn 5. Okay, so turn 5, these 5 ruffians have all ran over this way. The ruffian that was knocked down by the tripwire has now stood up and will move again next turn. They've got 2 turns, 3 turns, but there is the odd trap here and there. This ruffian's run through the forest. This ruffian uncovered a snare and tripped himself up. This ruffian managed to find himself in a pit, fallen down it, done no damage to himself luckily. Sam got into combat with him. Sam won it. Even if the ruffian managed to win the combat, he would not win the fight, or be able to strike blows, should I say. And Sam rolled a 2 in the 4, therefore killing him whilst in the pit. So that is 3 down, 1 due to killing and 2 due to the very handy traps. I don't see me winning this. I easily see these 6 getting off and fleeing away happily and into the Shire. As long as I can maybe stop this guy and possibly play catch up with them. So, on to turn 6. Okay, turn 6. This ruffian can now stand up after being knocked down by the snare. Sam won priority, should I say. I should have started with that. Good 1 priority. So Sam charged this way. Obviously, just out of reach of this ruffian. This ruffian only moved halfway through the forest. These 4 scurried along, following this guy, who now seems to be the one that is finding all the blanks, as he's found 1 blank about here, and then a blank right in front of him. They are he's 1 full turn away, and Sam only has the option of either taking on that 1 ruffian, or possibly trying to get tied up with these guys and getting trapped and possibly killed. But let's go on to turn 7 and see what happens. Hopefully something more happens than what has. Okay, so turn 7. This ruffian is pretty close to the board edge as well. A way to escape off possibly next turn, but you can only move half move this turn. This ruffian unknowingly uncovered a snare, but luckily nothing happened. This other ruffian is not too far behind. The ruffian that stood up recently has, I've just noticed, knocked over a pitfall, which I will just check in a sec, because I didn't realise he was actually on a token. But I will get to this. Basically, Sam charged over this way, because I thought it'd be the better idea. The 3 of them charged into him. Sam rolled, well, it was a 1 and a 1 and a 5 from the ruffians. Sam rolled a 4 and a 2, so I used both his might points, to bump up to 6 to automatically win. Yes, I could have done with the roll off and possibly won. But in return, Sam won against the 3 of them, killing 1 and then pushing back the other 2 at least. Now I'll just quickly jump off the camera and see what happens with this guy with the pitfall. Okay, the guy with the pitfall, a 5 and a 6 means he's been taken out by the pitfall. So, traps, that's 3 kills to the traps and then 2 with Sam stopping the ruffians, which leaves 2, 3, 4, 5 to get off the board. These guys need priority and run off the board. Let's get into turn 8, I believe it is, and let's see what happens. Okay, so turn 8, these 2 ruffians are safe, so that's 2 off. They still need another 3. This lone ruffian is 1 turn away from getting off, and these 2 got engaged by Sam, but they won the fight, pushing Sam back and getting a wound off on Sam. Sam used 1 of his fate points and is back at 2 wounds, 2 fate. So, possibly the final turn. They are half a move, just over half a move away from the edge. He's a way to run off anyway. I could keep him there and just shoot his bow, but just trying to get the objective. So let's see what happens in this possible final turn. Okay, final turn. As I feared, the ruffians won the combat. Sam could have called a heroic move if I had another might point, but these last 3 ruffians are off the board. So, victory to ruffians. Obviously Sam got wounded, but I was trying to follow the objective as much as possible, and I was trying to kill as much as possible. So the Ruffians have their 5. They're 4 or 5, they go off the board. Sam is still alive and can move on to the next scenario. The Borer Brockens. I will get that set up and get it recorded for you guys. If you guys are enjoying this and you want to try and use your own hero or heroes to play some scenarios from your favourite source book or anything like that, I highly recommend it. It is a good way to get to know how good or bad your hero is, and you can really learn something good with them or something really bad about them. But all in all, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this. Sorry about the bad camera shakiness and stuff like that. I'm trying to do my best I can, and I will see you in the next scenario.